open this computer. Welcome, everybody, to the Week 7 Modelo Time Fantasy Football League weekly recap. Before we get too far into this, we have to start out with a little serious note, little somber note, if you will, Austey. I need to send out a very real apology to my first. Hold on, I need to fix my camera. There we go. That's better. I need to apologize to Trev for throwing him under the bus last week when I couldn't read what he typed. I am deeply sorry. I've learned from my actions. Trev is, he's the assistant to the commish. In other words, he's kind of the brains behind this whole operation, the weekly recap videos. So I want to apologize to him. And now get that deep shit out of here. Here we go into the fun stuff. With us this week is Austey Buckingham, team owner of the Skull Nurples. I can't say your team name.
Hey, just say half of it. That's fine.
I say it once and I can get it. If I have to say it more than once, I don't get it right the rest of the time. Austey, how's it going?
It's looking up. It's looking up. It's been a fun year. It's been a fun year of football. Yeah, we'll get more into my team later, but I am doing well. And I hope all of you are too.
No, you don't.
I know I have not met some of you out there. I've not met some of you, so
that is true.
First introduction.
I've only met some of the people once or twice. So, all right. Well, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. The first matchup of the week, we will talk about worst to slightly better, getting the big blowout win of Phil the Thrill. Lots of big performances in this one. His worst to slightly better was able to run away with this one. Josh freaking Jacobs. Oh man, am I not happy about this. The man has been on an absolute tear, putting up 35 points in this matchup. Other big games from Aaron Jones and George Kittle. Just have to throw in all three people that I traded to worst to slightly better. Were enough for this team to overcome only 3.8 points from the back to reality quarterback Jared Goff. Phil the Thrill was hurt in this one by McCaffrey getting traded and only having a limited role in the game. The bright spot came from their young quarterback Trevor Lawrence having a big game in this one. Phil the Thrill will look to get back on track next week as they have dropped 2 in a row after starting out the season 5-0. Neither team were able to be reached for comment in this one. Just a blowout, which is kind of surprising. Well, a blowout of worst to slightly better. Getting the blowout is surprising, I guess I should say. Austey, what do you have to say about this one?
No, it's been good to see Sola turning it around a little bit. He changed his team name, and his team is responding to the change in that team name.
That they are.
Jacobs has been incredible. I'm with you on that one. I regret trading him away, but it's good to see Kittle come into form a little bit too.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
Eric's been a good surprise as well this year, turning it around. Good rookie running back in Dameon Pierce, and obviously a cornerstone in McCaffrey, and a good second-year quarterback in Lawrence. I don't know. It'll be fun to watch these two teams continue on this season, and
yeah,
I feel like Soul's only going to get better as the year goes on. So
they kind of seem to be trending in opposite directions for sure. But
yeah,
I think once McCaffrey gets a week of practice in San Francisco, he's going to be. What Shanahan's going to do with him in that offense is going to be amazing to see.
It's going to be incredible. Yes. He will take that offense to new heights that is not seen in a while, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. I'm imagining if they, because I mean, there is a chance, like, I doubt it, but there's a chance they like let him go at the end of this year. Because his cap hit is astronomical. But just imagining an offense with him and Trey Lance in the backfield, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
throw Debo into that mix too.
You run play action every single time. Like there should never be a pass play that's not play action.
Yeah. Yeah, scary.
All right. Moving on to our next matchup, we have Sutton on TDs getting the big win against Team Barrett Peanut. Despite a 0.4 output from Amon-Ra St. Brown and a 2.3 from Cortland Sutton. Awful week there. Sutton on TDs was able to put up 133 points. The quarterback wide receiver stack of Mahomes and Juju paid off this week only because Cooper Kupp was on his bye. The running backs for Sutton on TDs are a real story here as Derrick Henry, Saquon, and newly acquired Travis Etienne Jr. all scored more than 15 points. It's good to see for me anyway. And it was a week to forget for Team Barrett Peanut as they only had 2 touchdowns on the week throughout their entire starting lineup. Tough to win any week when things like that happen. Preston was unable to be reached for comment. And this is my comment. We're rolling and it feels good. That's all I got. I have nothing else to say. We are on a roll and I like it. Also, you'll kind of see a trend here, Austey, in these games. There's one word you won't hear me say this week in these games, and that's close. None of them. None of them close.
Yeah.
I think that the closest scoring game was 25, something like that.
Yeah, the Steven and Levi were about 18.
Is that what it is? 18? Yeah. Other than that, it was blowout central for Modelo time this week. And let's just keep it going with another blowout. Jameson time, the newly named Jameson time, blowing out Friday Night Splash. If there was a week where Jameson time was going to lose, I got confused because it says JT, and I was like, that's Jonathan Taylor. It's like, but he doesn't have Jonathan Taylor, so I got confused here for a second. If there was a week where Jameson time was going to lose, it was this week, because they had Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, and Miles Sanders on bye. But even for that to have a chance of happening, Friday Night Splash would have had to do something that has not been done this season, and that is score 100 points. A season low 108 was enough to get this one done for Jameson time, led by 27 from the Cowboys defense and 16 from Nick Chubb and Raheem Mostert. Those 3 were enough to pave the way as nobody else scored over in double digits. On the other side of the ball, Friday Night Splash continues to struggle, plagued by injuries to the running back room, and the news of Cam Akers being benched this week has made things tough. And, Dobbins being out potentially the rest of the season doesn't help things. Tough to see them, making a push for playoffs after finishing as the 2nd seed last year.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate for Friday Night Splash for sure. Started the year probably with one of the deeper running back rooms.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And once again, his running back room is being depleted.
Yeah.
But if Swift can get back on track, and if Akers can, I don't know, figure anything out at all.
Get traded. I think at this point.
Talent-wise, he's got it.
Oh yeah, talent-wise,
and then
it's
Seth,
there.
It is what it is. He's got a pretty good team. Even without a couple of his best players, he still went over 100. So
yeah, it's all right. Playoffs will happen. It'll be fine. That's all that matters. Regular season don't matter. All you got to do is get to the playoffs. Then it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
We have the next matchup, the nail biter of the week, I guess you could say. Just Jalen losing to Kissing Cousins 105-87. A big win for the Kissing Cousins franchise this week as they were able to slow down a hot Just Jalen team. Monster game from rookie running back Kenneth Walker for Kissing Cousins. He's established himself as the face of the franchise. Very rough week for the rookie running back. On the other side of the ball is Breece Hall's incredible rookie season has come to an end with a torn ACL. Going forward, Just Jefferson will continue to ride on the shoulders of their star quarterback, Jalen Hurts. And one of the few matchups where we were able to get comments from both team owners. First, the losing side, Levi had this to say: a pivotal matchup for the future of the league. Looks like I won this battle. Your move, Steven. I'm confused by that. Is Levi just publicly saying he's tanking?
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it. Sounds like it. He's not even in last place, though. That's the thing. That's the funny thing. And it's a draft lottery, so tanking doesn't actually really do anything. I mean, it really improves your odds, but and then Steven had this to say, and this is a fun comment that I'm so glad that I get to read. I know being 2-5 does nothing for me in the long run, but I needed this win as a man. Lately, my nights have been filled with many glasses of bourbon and even more questions about my manhood. While beating Levi on Jalen's bye week would mean little to many other team owners, my cock feels a little better or a little bigger tonight. This team may be worth resurrecting after all.
Wow.
What a quote. Oh, he texted me that last night, Sunday night, early. I know it was early, well before the matchup was over. I guess, I mean, it could have been over, but what a quote. That's got to be the best quote of the year so far.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have anything to say about this match?
I mean, no, not that can top that quote. I mean,
all right, let's just move on. Up next, we have Modelo's Most Wanted. Steamroll and Tight End Factory reincarnated. The exciting return of DeAndre Hopkins and Dak Prescott was not enough for the Tight End Factory to get the job done. In this one, Hopkins' return showed some signs of life from the Tight End Factory. A very weird week for Modelo's Most Wanted as they had 3 players score 20-plus points this week, and nobody else even scored in double digits. Led by Jamar Chase and Austin Eckler, Modelo's Most Wanted is currently riding a 3-game win streak into their matchup with Skull Purple Nurples next week. I did not know that was happening next week. I like that. This is what Trev had to say. It felt good to keep things rolling. We've got a lot of inconsistency on our team. We have 2 guys who have been coming into work every week and playing at a championship level. The unfortunate reality is that we will need more than 2 guys to show up every week if this team wants to accomplish the goals we have had since the beginning of the season. Next week will be a real test of the character and grit of this team as we play one of the hottest teams in the league without Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler. Next man up mentality.
mm-hmm.
Ooh.
He's looking forward.
That one's going to be a fun one to keep eyes on.
I think you froze, but
oh, did I freeze? That's going to be a fun one. I like that. Without Herbert and Eckler, and I mean, as we've seen, you can score with the best of them. So, ooh, that's going to be fun. Do you have anything do you have anything to say about that matchup at all?
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to Trev's, well, a little bit of depth, but just the fact that a couple guys scoring double digits and that's it, and he can still score 116 points. He's got some
Yeah.
firepower, you know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
intimidating sometimes, but for Corey, I think Corey has better days ahead of him. Honestly, I think that Dak will find his form eventually. I mean, he has to, and Hopkins coming back is huge for him.
Oh, yeah. That's a very big thing for his team.
Yeah.
I hope.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I would say, I mean, who knows? Maybe Michael Carter on his bench can find his way into the starting lineup if the Jets don't make a move at running back, right? I mean, with Brees Hall going down.
Well, I mean, can we talk about how crazy it is that they traded for James Robinson?
Oh, they did. That's right. That's right.
Like,
Yeah, that's
it doesn't make like, I get it, like wanting another running back for this year, but like,
yeah.
what are you gonna do next year? Are you trading one
Cut
of those
James Robinson.
guys? Playing all three of them? Like, I don't get
I
it.
totally forgot they traded for James Robinson. So disregard my quote about Michael Carter.
Yeah, you
Carter
said that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you know.
I do. It's a long day. It's been a long day, but that puts some dampers on that whole situation. Honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I guess it provides more depth, you know, with Robinson and Michael Carter. But and maybe they think they can contend a little bit this year, so they wanted to
maybe
put up some firepower, which I think they can. I mean, they're showing they can compete.
no,
Maybe not can contend, but
they can
playoffs.
compete with the Broncos. But then again, I mean, our league could go out and compete with the Broncos right now. So we got 12 of us. We got one player bench, and we could compete with them.
Garbage.
I mean, we're not scoring on them. Their defense is better than that, but we could stop their offense easy. All right, let's go ahead and get into our last match of the week. Skull, Purple Nurples. There you go. There's your one time. The one time I'm saying it this whole video. Routing Bad Mother Tucker. Okay. Joe Burrow almost single-handedly won this game for Skull Purple. See, I tried to say it again. I messed it up for Austey. He put up 53 points in this one as he just absolutely torched the Atlanta Falcons. You throw in 15 points from Ramondre Stevenson on Monday night, and that was enough to get this one done for Austey. The namesake of the team, Justin Tucker, was the lone bright spot. The team, as he was able to score 14 points. Bad Mother Tucker continues to hit all-time lows. Sorry, I didn't mention that the namesake of Eric's team there. I just kind of continue. Eric is keeping with his mantra of not giving me quotes on purpose. I think it is. I don't know why. I think he hates me. Austey, what's your quote for the week?
Well, no, I mean, happy to put together a couple wins in a row. Finally, I feel like the hard work that these guys have put in all year is finally starting to produce something.
Yeah.
I mean, the team that Eric threw out there was almost laughable, but you know, a win's a win. I mean, going down his lineup: Sony Michel, Melvin Gordon, who got benched, Devin Duvernay, Wandale Robinson, like Ian Thomas. Come on, Eric. Come on.
Hey, he's rebuilding. He's rebuilding. Cut him some slack.
He's rebuilding. He is. Yeah, no, I mean, it was a fun week. I love to see Burrow, Arian, when nobody else did anything really, except for Stevenson. It's good to see him doing well. But no, I mean, this is one of those I expected to win after seeing his lineup, but Just got to continue rolling.
I like it. All right, Austey, it's time for everyone's favorite segment. I need to come up with a name for this. Not just like, hey, here's some questions. I need to come up with a name. I don't know what. I'll figure it out. The Tummer view. No, that's stupid. First question. How do you think? This one's the same for everybody as well. How do you think your team has performed this year? Any surprises? Any disappointments?
Yeah. I'll start with how my team is doing. I'm going to go through some stats here. I know it's been talked about in previous videos. My record compared to how my team is actually performing. So my record is starting to reflect a little bit about how they're playing. I'm 5th in the standings after this week, right? So I'm in the playoffs. I feel like kind of firmly, although I'm not at all. But
no, you're not firmly in.
It feels like it, but no. I got the second most points scored right behind Seth, 10 points, 14 points behind Seth right now. And the second most points allowed, 4 points behind Steven. And the other 3 and 4 teams, Sola and Preston. All right. Sola's had 726 points scored. I have 869. And he's allowed 741. I've allowed 809. Okay. So there's that. And then Preston is also 3 and 4. And he has scored more than 200 points less than me. So I can't help but think that good things are coming. So every week I've been in the top half in scoring.
Yeah.
I haven't had an off week yet, and I've led the league twice in scoring. So I think things are going well. It's one of those things you just got to kind of throw the record away and just carry the momentum of how the team is actually performing. So some surprises. I feel like Ramondre Stevenson, I had hope for him coming into the season, but he's still been a surprise to me of overtaking Damian Harris quite a bit already. I didn't really see that coming this soon in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always liked him. And Jamal Williams, I think, has also been a surprise for me. I know that Swift has been hurt. And Williams has always been a serviceable quality running back while he was in Green Bay and so forth. But what he's done with those opportunities has been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously Geno Smith, picking him up off the waivers when I need to start him eventually at some point. It'll be nice to have a second quarterback. Geno Smith has definitely been a surprise for the whole fantasy football, NFL in general. It's been a fun story. And I would say the boom potential of Tyler Boyd has been a surprise for me. I think I saw he's the number 12 receiver right now in the league, and I haven't started him once, but I also wouldn't know when to start him. He's had 2 massive weeks. But yeah, I think that rounds out the surprises. Disappointments for my team. I don't know. I'm going to start with DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney at the receiving position. It's hard to say their disappointments. I would say the situation they're in has been the disappointment.
Yeah, that's fair.
For fantasy purposes. Yeah. And then I was hoping Godwin and Michael Thomas could be healthy, at least for an extended period of time this season, and they have not been. So I'm hoping that they can get healthy for the long haul. James Cook, my first round pick, that's a dud. He's been a disappointment for sure so far.
Which is shocking. I thought he was going to be so good.
Yeah, there's still some hope potential for him, but fumbling with your first NFL carry is not gonna.
Yeah, that doesn't help things. Doesn't help matters at all.
Right. No. Last disappointment, Antonio Gibson. I know how much I love him. And he hasn't even been like a disappointment. I get so sick thinking about the whole situation, how much better he is than Brian Robinson. Sorry, Levi, but he is so much better. And I just hope that I don't know. It might never come to fruition, but I'll just always have that I drafted Antonio Gibson and I had a hope in him and I kept him as my only rookie running back left from that initial draft class. I started with Dobbins and Clyde and all those guys, and he's my only one left. So I'm going to keep him. But he's definitely been a
Yeah, because nobody's going to give you anything for him. That's why you're keeping him.
right. Well, yeah. I turned down some pretty good offers in the past. I got to hold him for the long haul. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next one here. A good old fashioned start one, bench one, cut one, Vikings edition for you. All right. Justin Jefferson, Randy Moss, Chris Carter.
Mm-hmm. I saw this and immediately smiled. And then I was like, what am I going to do? But I I think you got to start Randy Moss. I have a personal bias towards him. I kind of grew up. I fell in love with the Vikings while watching him and Dante Culpepper in that fun squad.
Yeah.
So I'm starting Randy Moss. I mean, who wouldn't? And then I'm going to bench Justin Jefferson because he's still young. I didn't want to cut him. I didn't feel like I could cut him at this point. I know he's not a Hall of Famer like the other two yet, but he's certainly getting there. And I'm benching Chris Carter, obviously. Not a big fan of his on the TV there, listening to him. So that doesn't help his situation either. And I just really haven't. So.
Wow. Cutting the Vikings all-time leading receiver, though, huh? It's a bold take.
Yep.
It's a bold take.
Yep.
Randy
Moss was the man, though. I mean,
I would. Yeah, it'd be very difficult to not start Randy Moss.
Yeah.
So, all right. This is a fun one, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's confusing. We'll see. Okay. Of the offensive players on your team, so you cannot pick your defense like Seth tried to do last week. You can't pick any players from any of your defenses.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Of the offensive players on your team, who do you think would be the best defensive player? I look through your team and I think I know who I would pick, but there's like two that I would pick.
Yeah. I struggled with this one. It's tough. I went with the freak of nature, DK Metcalf.
Yes, have to.
Thought about how much. Yeah, how could you not? But his height is a little awkward, I feel like, in the defense. I feel like it'd be fun to see him play corner because he could be so physical. But he's
line him up as safety.
That's what I was going to say. Safety for sure. It'd be fun to watch him play corner, but I feel like he'd fit better at safety. Watching him hit somebody, that would be.
Hell, put him in middle linebacker just for fun. I mean, middle linebackers are kind of getting lighter and lighter, I feel like.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of like 250, 260 middle linebackers anymore. They're all around like 230, 240.
Sure. Yeah. More versatile.
Yeah.
And then the other one I had that kind of stuck out to me is Ramondre Stevenson, just because the dude's built like a bowling ball. I feel like he'd be a good linebacker. Maybe a little short, but I guess that really doesn't matter. He's got the size and he's got the speed. But I don't know. Who are you thinking?
My other one I was thinking for your team was Chase Claypool.
Oh,
kind of the same, like big, 6'4", 240, fast, like just, I don't know. Just seemed like another guy. They're just, you could pretty much almost put anywhere out there and he would at least be decent, I feel like. But DK's the right answer.
Yeah.
For sure.
I couldn't answer the question without having him, for sure.
All right. Next question. Who on your team do you think you could take in a fight?
Oh God. None of them.
No,
But
you have to pick one.
I know. And that one is not my kicker. So I was looking at the height and weight of the kicker. You know, Ryan Suckup's a big dude. He's like 6'4", like 230. And he's my kicker. So I was like, probably my kicker, but not that one. Definitely Sam Darnold on my team. Sam Darnold. I just feel like, I mean, I don't know the guy's personality, but didn't he contract like what was that? Like middle school disease that he got a couple of years ago?
We had mono.
Mono, yeah.
Yeah, as a professional athlete.
Yeah. I don't know about Sam Darnold. I don't know why I've kept him this long, to be honest with you, but I feel like I could take him in a fight.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Wow. Suckup is 6'4", 230.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
That's crazy. Usually you see like punters are usually a little bigger, but not kickers.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah, when I saw that question, my mind obviously went to the obvious answer, like my kicker. Duh.
Yeah.
But not Ryan Suckup. I don't
maybe,
think I would
maybe not him. All right. Let's finish her off with, everyone's favorite question. The question of the hour, the burning question. What is the worst trade offer you've received in Modelo time?
Yep. When I saw this, I was immediately irritated that I was not saving like the terrible offers that I used to get at the other app that we had.
Yeah.
Because everything got deleted, but I was looking through every trade offer just because, again, I was trying to rack my memory, but I think the one that I got from Steven that I was the most like, it's like, really, man? And I don't know. This was 9 months ago. I don't know if it was before or after Gabe Davis's huge breakout game, but he offered me Gabe Davis straight up for Dalvin Cook. I think it was before. Well, it had to be after his breakout game.
Had to be
in the playoffs.
There's no way you're offering that before.
That one stuck out to me the most. Like at the time, I was like, "Come on now! Like no one's biting on Gabe Davis. Come on!" And right now, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, not an awful offer, but
yeah,
at the time, it was the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy with trade offers. It's so crazy with trade offers. Like you get them, and when you see them, you're like, "This is awful," and then, half a season later, you're like, "Why did I not take that trade? That was a great deal."
Yeah,
happens all the time.
Sure. As I was reading through all my trade offers that I've gotten. Yeah. I definitely had some regrets reading through all my trade offers.
Oh, I have a lot of regrets in the trading game.
The more you trade, the more regrets you're going to have, but then the more it kind of waters it down too.
So. That's true. Did you know? So not the most recent trade I made, but the trade I made with Sola. Since then, Kittle has outscored Kelsey. Jacobs has vastly outscored Henry.
Yeah.
Who else did I give up? I gave up Aaron Jones in that deal. I gave up Christian Kirk in that deal. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like,
that was all one deal, all those players.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I gave him Jacobs, Jones, Kirk, and Kittle for Kelsey, Henry, and a first. But now Kittle has outscored Kelsey since then. Jacobs, I thought Jacobs was just like a little hot streak, gonna cool down. No, he has not. He has not. It's been tough. But I do, especially now, really like the trade I made with Eric for Travis Etienne. So
yeah. You sure you don't want to talk about him? I mean,
yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Sure. No, he's not competing with anybody for touches now. Can you name another Jaguars running back besides Travis Etienne that is currently a Jaguars running back?
JaMychal Hasty.
Is he?
He is. He's their number 2 now. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I'm not worried at all. Got it. JaMychal Hasty.
Like a 3rd or 4th.
Oh, he is for the Jaguars. Dang it.
Yeah, I think I had him on my team before the season started, and I cut him. But, yep.
Guess how many? Guess JaMychal Hasty's stats on the season.
I've actually kind of been following him a little bit. Stats on the season? Oh, I don't know. What has he had? Like probably 10 carries total?
No.
5 carries? Total?
5 carries.
Okay. Yeah, so 0 competition.
So not worried about anyone getting touches besides Travis Etienne in that backfield, which is perfectly okay with me.
Which, especially, honestly, like, I think, 2 weeks ago, maybe, I was watching some – oh, what?
No, you keep going. You go.
Oh, I think 2 weeks ago, I was watching this video on YouTube, this Dynasty video on YouTube, and they're talking about Etienne and how he's – pretty sure it was Etienne, and how he's never going to be a 3-down back. Now he's the only one left. And he's already proven he can be a 3-down back. So
yeah. Yep. Yeah, I kind of saw that he was starting to get more touches and Robinson was starting to get less touches. Like everything was kind of switching from the beginning of the season. So when Eric sent me that, I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And now looks even better. And
how funny of a change of events is that? Oh.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say, how funny of that is it a change of events for you from, remember when Etienne was drafted and you had James Robinson still in your hope? Yeah. You were crushed. It was hilarious. And now you're on the other end of that.
Crushed. I picked him up waiver wire like week 1 that season. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, I was crushed.
It was a little fun drafted.
I'm really happy. I had sent Preston a trade for James Robinson. I mean, I guess like obviously it'll still work out for him going to New York, you know. But if I would have traded for James Robinson, I would not have traded then for Etienne. And so I'm glad that did not happen.
Yeah. No, that worked out for you. Unfortunately, because it's not like you need another running back.
What are you talking about? I have now that with Etienne, I have 3 startable running backs. Well, I guess Chuba now, could be startable, but like it's tough. Like that's tough. Like I could start him in a pinch, but I'm not starting him weekly.
Yeah. You want to know how many legitimate starting running backs I have on my roster?
None.
Well, one starter.
Ramondre?
Well, now Ramondre, I guess. But yeah, Devin Singletary. So yeah, Ramondre Stevenson is like still splitting with Damian Harris. So really, I have one starting running back, like, number
Like
one running back.
workhorse running back.
Yeah, and Devin Singletary really isn't that, but he is the most workhorse running back that I have.
He's the workhorse running back of the Bills.
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify him as a workhorse, but of that team.
So compared to a lot of teams, you have running backs, but
I mean, but compared to some teams, I do not have a lot of running back depth.
yeah.
All right.
And I think
Well,
that's why the end of this year, like going down the stretch and into the playoffs, is going to be so much fun because there's a couple teams have a lot of firepower, like yourself and Trevor and Seth primarily, and there's teams like me and a couple others that are like have some depth and some breakout potential and some big
I'm sorry.
game potential.
Are you saying you don't have firepower as the second highest leading scorer in the league?
I have firepower, but I don't have the studs. Like if you look at my roster, you're not like, oh, that's intimidating, right? Or maybe it is. I don't know. But if I look at like Trev's roster or yours, and I'm about to do that right now. Hold on. When I see Derrick Henry, Saquon, Cooper Kupp, and now even Travis Etienne in your roster, I'm like, oh, that's 10 points for sure. Like no question. When I look at Trev's roster, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams. All right, that's not as intimidating as I thought. Never mind. Trev, you're a bum.
You're just not gonna say Austin Eckler?
I don't know what. What?
You're just not gonna say Austin Eckler for Trev's team?
Oh, he's on his bench. Yeah, Austin Eckler. Okay, yep. I forgot Austin Eckler was on the bye.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you're the second leading scorer. Like, it doesn't like you may not have the big names that like we do, but you still are like you score more points than I do weekly. Pretty much, like almost every week you score more points than I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so.
So like, don't try to sit here and say
I'm definitely
you're not high powered.
Yeah.
I mean, we feel bad for you.
I get the most out of my guys.
That is true. That is true. Oh my gosh, there's a huge dog and a really little dog walking outside, and they're adorable. So I got distracted. I think that's all I have. If I forgot anything, well, too bad for anybody watching. If you wanted more, I don't know, pay me and I'll give you more, I guess.
I want to see more.
You want what?
Let's see that crop top you got on there.
Oh, my crop top sweater?
Yeah.
Crop top sweatshirt? Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's the first sweater I saw in my closet. It was for a Halloween costume last year. But I mean, really, only my arms were cold, so it really works out pretty well. And it's really comfortable. It's really soft. So if anyone is wanting a sweater, Target has great crop top sweaters in the women's section.
Great. That's great to know.
All right. Well, everyone watching Austey, have a wonderful week. Unless you're playing me, then have a shitty week. Austey beat Trev. Whoever's playing Seth beat Seth. I'll win. It's fine. All right. See ya. Stop recording, stop recording, stop recording.